Welcome everyone, I'm Jordan Sharp. As we head into another Monday of NBA action, it's time for me to release my NBA picks of the day once again. We went 2-1 yesterday. We're only a few points away from a 3-0 evening. However, if you just played my NBA picks of the day, you ended up very happy yesterday as both picks cashed pretty easily. So now tonight here, let's see if we can do the same thing. Starting off in Brooklyn, where the Boston Celtics are coming into town for a 7:30 Eastern start. Boston's a 4-point road underdog in this one, with a total of 202 points. Now, pretty tempted to take the points with Boston here as they're still fighting for a playoff spot, only a half game out behind the Hornets here in the Eastern Conference, which is pretty amazing considering who they have all traded away this year. Jeff Green and Rajon Rondo lost Jared Sullinger for the season. He was one of their best players in the first half of the season. So Boston really playing well here, but I think the over could have some value because of that. With both teams' defense is really not up to par, I think, especially here late in the season on tired legs. Both teams are in the lower third of the league in points allowed here per game this season. And I think at 202.5, the over is a pretty good play here. The over's cashed in 4 games in a row for the Nets, and it's 6-0 in their last 6 games following a straight-up win as well. Top of that, the over is 5-0 for the Celtics in their last 5 road games against losing home teams, and 5-1 in their last 6 road games against losing teams overall. So I think 202.5 just may be a bit too low here for this late season matchup here in the Atlantic Division. I'm going to go over 202.5. Next one I have for you is the New York Knicks playing host to the Memphis Grizzlies here tonight, and the Knicks come in as a 13-point home underdog in this one, total of 186.5 points. So this is the certifiable trap game for the Memphis Grizzlies as they head home, to play the Cleveland Cavaliers on Wednesday. So no word yet as to whether or not they could rest players here in this one, but considering that it is against the Knicks and considering that the Grizzlies are pretty much locked into playoff positioning here and getting a home game in the first round of the playoffs, it wouldn't surprise me to see them rest some guys here late in the season against the New York Knicks, a game where they could easily win without some of their big stars here. But because of that, I think the under has a lot of value here at 186.5. It's a very low total, but I think it does still have value considering the fact that the Knicks have just not been able to score the ball at all here in the month of March, and against a good Memphis Grizzlies defense, that isn't going to change here tonight. The Knicks only averaging about 88 points per game scored here in their 12 games here in March this season. Take away their 2 overtime games, it would be even worse for them. So even if the Grizzlies rest players, I think it could be a good undervalue here because the under is 22-7-1 for the Grizzlies in their last 30 games overall, and it's 7-3 for Memphis in the last 10 games versus losing teams. So I'm going to go under 186.5 here. Add that to over 202.5 between the Celtics and the Nets. Best of luck to you on those two tonight. I'll see you back here tomorrow. But until then, I'm Jordan Sharp, and this has been another edition of the Sharp Pick.